Good morning, dear groupmates. Today, we'll explore the role of collectivization in Soviet industrialization and its impact in Kazakhstan. Our project aims to highlight how collectivization enabled industrial growth, especially in the USSR, and to examine the unique challenges this policy created in Kazakhstan, where traditional lifestyles were drastically altered. Understanding this history is essential because it reveals the significant social and economic transformations of that era and their lasting effects on Kazakhstan. We will also address the problematic issues of collectivization, such as the forced settlement of nomadic Kazakh communities. Soviet policy documents from the 1920s and 1930s describe the need to centralize agriculture to support industrialization goals. The necessity of collectivization for industrialization in the USSR. Industrialization in the USSR would have been nearly impossible without collectivization. The Soviet state needed a consistent food supply for its urban workforce and surplus grain to fund industrial equipment imports. Collectivization allowed the government to requisition grain more effectively from collective farms, which it then sold internationally to finance its industrial projects. For example, between 1928 and 1933, the volume of grain exports significantly increased, providing the Soviet Union with much-needed foreign currency. Government statistics from the period show that grain exports helped fund major industrial projects like the Dneprostroi Dam. Implementation and unique features of collectivization in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan's collectivization experience differed significantly due to its predominantly nomadic culture. Kazakhs relied more on livestock herding than on settled farming, which made collectivization especially disruptive. Soviet authorities enforced policies that required nomads to settle in collective farms and relinquish their herds to the state. This forced settlement didn't consider the local environment, where livestock farming was more sustainable than crop production. The confiscation of livestock led to widespread poverty and famine. Soviet decrees specifically targeting nomadic communities for collectivization, which led to the loss of over 80% of Kazakhstan's livestock. Social and economic consequences of collectivization in Kazakhstan. The collectivization policy in Kazakhstan resulted in severe social and economic consequences. Many Kazakhs faced starvation due to food shortages and displacement, leading to a massive population decline. Historical records indicate that up to a third of the Kazakh population died due to famine during this period. This not only impacted the population but also disrupted Kazakh culture and traditional lifestyles. Many Kazakhs fled to neighboring regions to survive, creating a lasting demographic shift. Archival records from Kazakh regions document the population decline and describe the migration patterns of those who fled the famine. To conclude, collectivization was deemed essential for the USSR's industrialization, but it came at a high cost, particularly for Kazakhstan. The forced collectivization disrupted Kazakh society, leading to tragic outcomes and long-term consequences. By examining these events, we gain insights into the challenges of implementing state-driven policies in diverse cultural contexts. This history underscores the impact of economic strategies on local populations and the importance of considering local conditions in policymaking.